When I first arrived at East Cobb United Methodist Church in 2018, there were two things that were very evident about the realities of this church. The first, East Cobb United Methodist is ready and willing to do new things for God's kingdom, ready and willing to go outside the walls of the church to feed the hungry, give water to the thirsty, clothe the naked, and find shelter for the homeless. It's this dedication to mission and service that was so clear to me in my first days here and continues to be the foundation of who we are as a body of Christ. The second thing I learned, everyone hates the Annex building. Yes, it may be used almost every day of the week, providing a meeting space for our Boy Scouts and Girl Scout troops that meet here, along with the Adult Children of Alcoholics support group and a very dedicated Sunday school class. But between the flooding that occurs whenever a large downpour arrives, to the plumbing leak that caused us to have to close the bathroom, to the overall unpleasant nature of the Annex building as our forward-facing look towards Roswell Road, the Annex building is a source of concern for our church. 13 years ago, the church leadership envisioned a new building in its place, a two-story structure with classrooms and office space. 2 capital campaigns were implemented and money was raised. Unfortunately, the money raised did not meet the threshold for the project envisioned, and with a pastoral change underway, the project was put on pause. I'm jumping ahead to the events of 2020. The pandemic caused us to reevaluate our building usage. What is important to have on our physical property and what might take a lower priority. In conversation with church leaders, we determined that the building previously envisioned no longer suited our needs. It wasn't 2 floors of office space we needed. It was room for us to gather as a community of faith, room for us to grow as disciples of Jesus, and room for us to go serve and share Jesus with our neighbors. As many of you recall, a development task force was put together in 2021 to explore the opportunity to completely overhaul our property and redevelop it with residential and commercial buildings with the church at its center. Through conversations with church leadership and the congregation, it was determined that that vision did not align with our priorities for ministry and mission, but the need was still there. So in late 2024, a building team was assembled to determine what kind of project would better support our mission to gather, grow, and go, allowing God and us to fully embrace that call to fully welcome and fully love anyone and everyone our church interacts with. In March of 2025, with the approval of the trustees and our administrative council, we contracted with CDH architecture firm to begin putting our dreams into reality. What would it be like to be rid of the Annex and in its place a new space for ministry and mission to expand? A new fellowship hall with updated kitchen, allowing for larger gatherings than our current space can accommodate. New church offices allowing the preschool to expand into the current church office space and provide more affordable childcare for families in our area, as well as more classroom space for our growing children's ministry. ADA-approved bathrooms conveniently located near both the sanctuary and the new fellowship hall, so that people of all abilities feel welcomed and loved when on our campus. A new classroom and meeting space to accommodate our growing Sunday school and small group ministry. An expanded gathering place, providing a seamless transition between the narthex and the new building, with more room to accommodate our growing Sunday morning crowd. And on the other side of campus, an enclosed ADA-approved ramp connecting the main church building with the existing activities building, providing safe interior passage between both buildings. Now, this new building will also allow us to repurpose some of our current spaces. For example, we will be able to convert the current fellowship hall into dedicated youth space, allowing for our growing youth program to be able to hold both large group gatherings and then have some movable partitions that will allow for small group gatherings. This will also create more flexibility with the first floor of the activities building where our youth currently meet, allowing it to become a dedicated community space where our community partners can meet, eliminating any conflicts with church ministry usage. Additionally, in order to reflect the priority we place on worship, we plan to give the sanctuary a facelift, with sheetrock to cover the cinder block walls and new flooring. I'm not sure if you noticed, but every time I talk about this vision, my smile grows a little bit bigger. I get excited to think about the possibilities for ministry and mission. But as we know, this vision does not come without a cost. Now, in addition to the funds remaining from the previous Be Bold and Reach capital campaigns, we have sold both the old parsonage and the Triangle property, giving us a total of $2.3 million in the bank. CDH architecture firm estimates that the project we have envisioned will cost $3.8 million, leaving us a $1.5 million gap. While there is no perfect time to raise $1.5 million, our church leadership believes now is our time. Our church membership is growing with 19 new members in 2025 alone. Our attendance continues to climb as our efforts to fully welcome and fully love are bearing fruit. And the impact we are making in the community cannot be denied as we feed the hungry, provide shelter for the homeless, resource our local schools, assist with disaster relief, and seek to be the hands and feet of Christ everywhere we go. I asked one of our dedicated church leaders, Steve Ragsdale, who has been a part of this project and many others in the past, to share with you his perspective. Take a listen.
Hello, my friends of East Cobb United Methodist Church. Steve Ragsdale here. As we move into this new financial campaign and building project, I wrote this letter to the congregation I'd like to read to you now. I'd like to share a few reflections from my many years involved in our church's building efforts. I've been fortunate to be part of these discussions for a long time. Our last major building program took place back in the mid-1980s. I served as trustee chair and ex officio member of the building committee. I was very young back then and really didn't know much about it being a trustee, much less being the chair. But we all worked through it together. At that time, our church was growing, especially with young families, which led to an expanded children's program. We needed more classroom space, and after much discussion, we decided to build an education wing connected to the main building. Back then, the campus included our 4-room annex, the activities building, and the main building, which housed the sanctuary, narthex, parlor, and 3 classrooms, one serving as the pastor's office and another the library. Simply put, we needed more space. The education building was built, which now is home of our children's Sunday school classrooms, preschool, choir room, and main office. At that time, this was indeed a giant leap of faith for that congregation. And I repeat, it was a giant leap of faith. Think of where our church would be today if that congregation had not taken that leap. Now, 40 years later, we face new challenges. In 2010, we began planning for a new building to replace the aging annex and address the need for additional office space and classrooms. 2 financial campaigns were held, one called Be Bold and one Reach. The 2 campaigns raised approximately $1.3 million, but the total project cost was estimated at $2.8 million. With a funding gap and a pastoral transition, momentum slowed. The building committee continued its work, and in 2017, we enclosed the breezeway to create the gathering place, remodeled the narthex and hallway, and added a new exterior sanctuary entrance. These updates have had a very meaningful impact on our church. Since then, the trustees have sold our former senior parsonage and our share of the Triangle property at the corner of Roswell Road and Sewell Mill. All this brings us to the present. Our building committee has spent well over a year in discussions, brainstorming, and prayer. You are now learning more about these plans and dreams. I want you to know that I fully support this effort and believe this is our time to make a difference. It's our time to take another leap of faith. I encourage you to listen, ask questions, and prayerfully consider supporting this project. I'm always available for questions as they may arise. Let's take this leap of faith together. Thank you.
This project turns the page on a new chapter in the 154-year history of East Cobb United Methodist Church, and we all get to be a part of it. Will you engage in a season of prayer as you consider your vision for the future of our church and how you will make an impact? Imagine the people who will walk through our doors. Imagine the ministries that will be created. Imagine the lives that will be transformed as our ability to fully welcome and fully love expands. I look forward to going on this journey with all of you.